Hi, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. This session kicks off a new webinar series we are calling Prep Power Hour. The idea is simple. Every month, every month we'll pick one or two real-world accessibility challenges and show you live how Prep handles them. A few before we start, quick housekeeping notes to help you get the most out of today's session. Closed captions are available. We've enabled them, but you can also toggle them on from your toolbar. If you're joining on mobile, you may need to tap on your screen and see the option. We are going to record today's webinar. So this recording will be sent to all registrants in the next few days, along with an accessible version of the presentation deck that we will be seeing today. Please feel free to type in your questions in the Q&A section on Zoom today at any time. We'll be addressing them during the Q&A segment if it's relevant to the topic we're discussing. And we also plan to spend the last 10 to 15 minutes focusing on your questions. If you have any more specific or detailed question that we're not able to answer on the call today, we'll make sure that you'll get a document with the answers. So today's webinar agenda, so here's what we are going to cover today. So first, why document accessibility is actually getting harder to manage and not easier. Then we'll spend time demystifying templates, what they are, where they work well and where they don't. We'll walk through how template-based remediation works in practice inside PrEP with real-world examples. You'll see a live demo showing how we remediate multiple similar documents efficiently. And finally, we'll talk about scaling. What happens when internal teams hit capacity and how PrEP works with outsourcing and LMS integrations. So before we start and get on to working with templates and outsourcing, just people who are new to us, who are meeting us for the first time, a quick introduction about Continual Engine. So we are an award-winning organization. Uh, we work with AI-powered digital accessibility service provider. We work with organizations globally to make digital content accessible at scale without slowing teams down. Our offering spans full accessibility lifecycle that includes website accessibility audits and remediation, document and PDF accessibility, accessible EPUBs, video captioning, audio description, image accessibility, all text, and ongoing compliance support across standards like WCAG, PDF, UA, ADA, Section 508, EAA. We work with all the leading standards. And at the center of this ecosystem is PrEP, our PDF and document remediation platform. So PrEP is built to simplify and accelerate document accessibility. It combines proprietary AI with human expertise to remediate PDFs and other documents efficiently, handles complex structure like forms, tables, scan document, and scale remediation across departments, systems, and large volumes of files. Together, Continual Engine and Prep gives teams flexibility. You can use the platform, the service, or a combination of both depending on your capacity, timelines, and complexity. The goal is simple, accessible content delivered consistently at scale. So just a quick, and I won't be spending a lot on this slide. So I'm Shubham. I lead the client excellence at Continual Engine. So my role sits between product, service, and clients. So what I'll be sharing today comes directly from what we see universities and accessibility teams struggle with every single day. So document accessibility challenges in education and similar industries. So let's start with the problem. The volume of digital content has exploded. So in universities, that means syllabi, lecture notes, assessments, policies, legacy course material. In corporate environments, it's training manuals, HR documents, compliance forms, reports, customer-facing PDFs. And on top of all that sits years of legacy and scanned content that was never built with accessibility in mind. And what's interesting is that while the content changes, the structure often doesn't. The same syllabus format used every semester, the same onboarding document for every new hire, the same compliance form updated quarterly. The same report template as well, just with new numbers and charts over and over again. So this is where teams start to struggle. Manual remediation simply doesn't scale in this environment. Even with good tools, teams end up redoing the same work, tagging the same headings, same tables, fixing the same tables, rebuilding the same form logic again and again. It's repetitive, time consuming, and also hard to sustain. At the same time, accessibility isn't optional. There's real compliance pressure under ADA Title 2, WCAG 2.2, PDF UA, Section 508, all sorts of compliance, hitting your compliance documents from every angle. Deadlines are real and expectations keep rising. So, whether you're an accessibility team in higher education or compliance, digital or content team in a corporate environment, the challenge is the same. You're being asked to deliver more accessible content faster at higher volumes, often with the same or even few resources in some cases. And that's the reality teams are navigating today. So, where the teams still getting stuck even when they have the right tool. So even when team invest in accessibility tool, and that doesn't mean only monetary investment but also training their resources on how to use the tool, we are still seeing the same bottlenecks show up again and again. So most tools treat every document as one off, so people end up re-tagging the same structures repeatedly, the same hierarchy, the same table layouts, the same table forms. Work that's predictable still has to be done manually, file by file. So predictable layouts don't actually translate into predictable efforts. A syllabus that looks identical to the last semester still requires someone to open it, inspect it, tag it, and fix it from scratch. The tools help, but they don't remember what you did last time. So things even get messier when you are working with multiple users, when there are multiple people involved, different people, they tend to make different tagging decisions. So heading levels drift, reading orders may vary, form fields get labeled inconsistently and maybe differently. So different users trying different things that they've learned over the past. So over time, quality becomes uneven across departments that are supposed to be identical, and that the same end user is getting different quality or different remediated versions of the similar type of a structured document, which can be, at the end of the day, really confusing for the end users. And then after all that, there's timing. So during peak academic cycles or corporate compliant deadlines, everything backs up. Requests spike, time stretch, and teams are forced into reactive mode, fixing documents one at a time under pressure. So the problem isn't just volume, it's repetition without reuse, automation without memory, and tools that stop at file level. So this is exactly the gap we are meant to solve, or PrEP is trying to solve. So understanding templates, the foundation of the scalable remediation. So we'll start with what are templates in document remediation. So let's simplify this. So at a basic level, a template is a reusable structural model. So instead of tagging one document from scratch every time, you define how a document is structured once and reuse that logic across similar files. It's similar to copying and pasting, like you are very much familiar with. And this copying and pasting or templatizing, it includes everything in the document. So from heading hierarchy, table structure, list, uh, image alt text, reading order, repetitive labels or logos or instructions, everything can be duplicated to multiple documents. And templates aren't specifically powerful in education because it's so much content in recurring, same department, same format, but different content. So not all templates are the same. And this distinction is really matters when you're thinking about scale. So there are two type of templates that we have defined, static and dynamic. So we'll start with static, which are simpler. So they are the simplest use case. So these documents with very little or no variation from file to file. So they have a fixed layout, heading appears in the exact same order every time. Table follows the same structure. Form fields don't move around. For examples, you can picture them as student intake forms, accommodation request forms, standard HR or compliance forms, a common syllabus format used across courses, or recurring policy document with the same section every quarter, only let's say the name of the user is changing. So once a static template is understood, it can be applied almost mechanically across large volumes of document. And prep gives you that power in just creating a static template and multiplying it across high volumes of your documents. But now comes the dynamic template, the difficult part. So this is where prep stands out from every other document remediation tool that you might have heard of or worked with, is its ability to create dynamic templates for documents that have not exactly the same format but similar format. So we'll start with, and these are the most realistic or more common as compared to the static templates. So these document, although still follow repeating patterns, but they allow for variation within those patterns. You might see multiple tables with different row counts, different column counts, nested list, figures and captions, math equations coming in, charts, footnotes, these type of uh, content coming in different spaces, but largely the document is following the same format. So some of the examples that you can see here is question papers. They have the same format. You have the lab manuals, research reports, technical training guides, annual reports that a company publishes, or product documentation. They have similar kind of a structure, but product description and the features can differ a lot. And that is where the structure somewhat repeats itself, but it's different and cannot be classified as a static template. So that is what our team does it for you. And I'll go into how they do it, what they do, and how you can use it in creating a dynamic template a little later. But prep as a tool is designed to handle both. From static template, prep focus on fast reuse and consistency. For dynamic template, prep combines pattern recognition, AI-driven structured detection, and human-in-the-loop validation when we are creating the template. So the core idea stays the same, but the way templates are trained, applied, and reviewed adapts based on how much variation the document allows. So you might be wondering what are, again, we've given you some examples, but what can be a good candidate for template-based remediation in the documents that you are working with? So template works best, and this is, it's like a thumb rule, can be the foundation of selecting a template document, is templates works best when documents share a common structure. When they have the common structure or the layout, they can be considered as a template. They are created repeatedly over time. So if you are creating a similar kind of document over time, every month, every quarter, every semester, they can be considered as a template. They highly likely come from a same source, like a department or a publisher for the same objective, can be a good content candidate for a template. And they need consistent tagging and reading order. They're following the same structure with the same reading order. That also can be considered as a good candidate for a template. So if you've ever looked at a folder, or a document and thought, these all look the same, that's a template opportunity. So now we'll talk about how prep simplifies remediation at scale, and where prep works with templates from simple to technical. So here's what prep comes in. Uh, at a high level, prep lets you reuse tagging logic instead of redoing it. It allows you permission to duplicate the tags from one document to another rather than creating a new template or doing it again and again. You define the structure once, it's just a one time thing that you have to do for all the documents, and prep applies that structure across similar documents. Instead of reviewing the entire files, team review only exceptions. So now once you're using template, you don't have to review every document. All the documents that passes through prep and the accessibility checker are completely accessible, and you can only review some exceptions that you are that they might not pass through template, or they might have something different. That is what only you have to review. And we also always, once the document has passed, you do the human in the loop check. An automation does the heavy lifting, humans validate and handle the edge cases. That is what we are trying to build. And what this means technically is, again, for static templates, you will have the permission to do so. You will be able to create a template for a document following the same structure. For dynamic template, uh, our teams would be requesting sample documents from you which are following the similar structure, not the exact same structure, creating that template for you, training our model specifically for your use case, and placing it in your prep account so that you have the option to use template. With that, I'll go to the prep screen and show you how the templatization works. We'll start with a a simple template or static template, and then we'll move on to the dynamic template. So for the users who are joining us for the first time here today, I'll just quickly walk you through the prep screen, just to show you what you get when you sign up with prep. So once you log into prep, you have the information for your prep account. On the left top, you have the document upload count from new, in progress, completed, total files that you have worked on in your account. Then you have the recent exports. Now, when you're uploading a document on prep, you can only upload a PDF. But when you're exporting a document from prep, you can export and convert your document from a PDF to an HTML, Word, and an EPUB format. All three accessible formats are available to you. And on the left middle, you have the alt text count. Now, Prep has the ability to create automated alt text for any kind of an image, be it a formula, a chart, graph, a map, any kind of a complex structure that requires a detailed alt text. Now does not have to go to an alt text expert or a subject matter expert. You now have the power to create an alt text for any type of a content. And then in the middle, you have the service orders. We at Continual Engine, we have document remediation services teams as well. So if there are any time sensitive documents that you'd like to outsource, you can do that from this platform itself. So Prep becomes your one-stop solution for your in-house as well as outsourcing document remediation needs. And if I scroll down, this is the PDF library of all the files that I have worked on. And an organization admin has the ability to see files uploaded by different users in the organization as well. And there are multiple other features. If you're interested, please reach out to us. We'll show you the full capability of Prep and what the tool does. But for the template for today's topic, what I'll do is I'll just upload a document and show you how static templatization works. So I'm just going to upload form document. And again, the process remains the same. You simply drag and drop the document and click on upload file to upload the document. And Prep will do the tagging for you. So again, for the users who are new, how Prep works is you upload a document, Prep will do the tagging for you. And as a user, you just have to review the tagging done by Prep and make the changes. So Prep has done the tagging for me, and I can just go into the document and start reviewing it. So here we have a form which needs some remediation because we have to create the form fields. So I won't be creating form fields for everything that we see here, but I'll just create for a couple of them and show you how you can create a template for it. So first, I'll just go to the form, this form creation, go to the text field, switch on to the drawing mode and create a form around it, and then just place it here. And then as forms, you're aware you have to enter the field name, let it be the first name. And the tooltip can be enter your first name. So tooltip is something that that is read by the screen reader. So once you have that, the last thing that you have to do is just group both of them together. So this paragraph is the third tag. This is the 20th tag. Simply what I can do is drag and drop the form into here, and it is grouped. So let's say now my document remediation is complete. Although this document is far from accessibility at the moment, but just let's say this document is completely accessible now and it's ready to be templatized. So what I can do is I can go to this create template option on the right, simply click on it and put in the name for this form. So here I can just say registration form, and this is just me adding something that I know that this was done for what purpose. So you save and close. So once you've added the template successfully, now your work is done. So now what you can do is simply go back to the form or go back to prep and look at all your other documents that are there. So now what you can do is upload all the documents at once, which are following the exact same format. Now, again, this is what we are doing for static template, the templates that are following the exact same format. So again, what you can do again is upload multiple documents at once following the same format. From here, you have a drop down. Now, this is what you're doing different when working with a template, is you have this drop down which says select template, and then you just look for the template that you have created. And I'm just going to look for it. So this is the document that we created, or this is the one. Then you simply select on it and click on upload file. Now, all your documents that you've uploaded here will follow the template that you have selected here. And then as you can see, this exact uh, form is already created for me, where all other are not. This is the similar. It's exactly the same how it was in the previous template that I created. So this is simply how you can work with templates. It's just tagging one document having the same structure, and then your work is done for all the other same documents. So this becomes really important and becomes really, really easy when it comes to a similar structured document. And we've intentionally kept it easy because that is how it should be. Simply creating a template, tagging the document, creating a template, and from the drop-down menu, selecting the template, uploading all the documents and upload file, and your work is done. And I don't even need to review because they're the same structured document. So I don't even need to review the content, the document. It's all done and 100% accurate and compliant. Great. So with that, now static template out of the way, we'll now focus on much more complex content where a lot more effort goes in, not from you. For you, the effort remains the same, but from us is where our team will be training some models for your template. So what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to show you some documents that are following the same format, but not really. They have a similar structure, but not the exact same structure. So I have these 5 documents in front of me. Here we have a document which has the heading, the logo on the top right. It has this investment overview, a small paragraph, 2 tables, a big paragraph. Then on the right column, we have again a heading, a graph, small paragraph, few tables. So that's how this document is. Now, if I go to the other document, now, although this might look similar, but you can see that this is a really different document. It has, although the top portion remains the same, but it has a really long paragraph as compared to the last document. And then it has 2 tables, correct, but not in the same space. Then again, 2 large paragraphs that are not there in the previous document. And then the graph as well completely goes away. There is no graph in this document, but we have a large table and then 1 table And this is again completely different. So you can see that although this document might look similar, it's a similar type of document, but it's not exactly the same. And if I go to the third document, I have a similar yet a different story. So again, a small paragraph here, but we have two tables. We have a big paragraph table, and then we have a new section here, which is morning start. So this is a new section altogether. We have a graph here in a different space, and then we have a few tables. Again, tables number of increases. And then again, if I go to the fourth document, again, a similar yet different story is uh, a paragraph, few tables which are larger in size, large paragraph, and now a new table is being introduced. So this is again a new table. There's no that morning star section, but we do have a graph here, a few tables. And then if I go to the last document, again, we have two large tables, a small paragraph to start with, a large paragraph, and then again a large table, no star section, but we do have a graph and a few tables. So you can see they are similarly structured document, but very unique and different from each other, but kind of in the same family. So these are your candidates for the dynamic templates, where the pattern is similar, but not exactly the same. It kind of looks the same.
Hi, Shubham.
How prep works. Yes.
We have a question actually from Austin. Do you want to take it now, or we have the Q&A round, so we can.
Yes. Hi, Austin. And nice to hear from you. Yes. So, and the question is, so I don't see the template option in my prep instance. It is a new feature that will be coming soon. This seems to be similar to import tags. Austin, so this is there in like this is there to be used, but it's like a paid feature that we have, and we can of course discuss that offline. But if you need it for testing, we can enable for your account. Great. So how the process for creating a custom template would work. So we'll be requesting these type of documents from you. So the best way to do is share all the documents that you have so that we can cover any outlying use cases as well. Once we have all the sample set following the similar kind of a structure, what we'll do is train our models on the document that you are sharing with us. Understanding patterns where the headings are, paragraphs are, images are, where they are not, in which documents they are. So we'll be training the model on your request on your documents. Once that training is complete, what we'll be doing is plugging that template in your prep account. So again, all you have to do is share the documents to us. Rest everything is done by the prep team. And again, this is where uh, prep stands out from all the other document remediation platform that you've seen is the ability to work with dynamic templates. So now what I'm going to do is uh, go to the upload screen, upload all these 5 files that we saw. We have already created a template for it. And from the drop down, I'm just going to select that template and click on upload file. And all the files will be processed here. So again, now your reports, forms, or syllabus items, or manuals, everything can be templatized and not needed to be remediated every time you come across them. Everything is done for you by prep and a prep team. So this is what's happening here in the background. The documents being tagged. One document is ready to remediate or ready to be reviewed, and we can go inside the document and start reviewing it. Let me just zoom out a little so we can see we have the image here, the heading, we have the paragraphs structured because that is how it should be tagged in 4 different paragraphs. It's not just one paragraph. We have the heading 2, heading 1. Again, these are also really important. We have the reading order also identified, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 in the structure. Then we have the headings. We have the table as well, structured as a table, TDs. So for users who are seeing this for the first time, on prep, on the top, each type of content would be in a box, which is a tag. On the left top, you have the tag type. On the right top, you have the reading order. So again, that has been tagged for you. We have three paragraphs again. And then on the right paragraph, we have the headings and the table that has been identified, and a paragraph again and a heading again. So again, this document is complex in itself. Had this been one-off case, again, it would take users a lot of time to uh, tag this document on the other tools. But on prep, you see how quick it is. And I'll just show you the other document as well. So we saw this document, and now we'll see the other document. So again, we have this image identified depending on your needs, this Western asset. If you need the logo to be tagged, it can be tagged. If not, it can be skipped. Then we have the heading, then we have the paragraph. We have the heading here again. We have the paragraph here, then we have the heading, then we have the TH table header or TDs. And then again, we have the header, table data, is again the table being identified, paragraphs, and then we have the heading table. Again, this is a differently structured document, uh, and paragraph here again. Then we have a heading paragraph. Again, this is something that needs to be tagged as an image. So what you can do is simply click on Unite. Again, that one quick check is something that the user can do. And again, in most cases, it will be completely auto tagged. Again, you have the table headers, you have the paragraph, table headers, table data, and again, heading and table data. Again, a differently structured document from the previous one we saw, but of the same family, but Prep was able to tag it automatically. Let me go back to the dashboard to look at the third document. Now, I believe you should be able to see what dynamic templates mean and how they can be worked on Prep. Let me just go into this document. Again, a heading here, which is 1, 2, 3, the reading order, 4 paragraph, smaller paragraph. Now a heading, a big table, a heading, a big table, a few paragraphs here. Then we go to the right column, and there's nothing here as previous. In the previous document, there was some type of content. We go to the right heading, paragraph, image here for us, which has been tagged here. And again, you have the option to write in the alt text as well. And we can also create that alt text for you automatically. So if you give us the type of alt text you need for your documents or for your templates or for your pages, graphs, prep, we can enable that. Even that is also automatically added in the template. We have the paragraph again, then we have the heading, table headers. Again, that is something that is automatically tagged by prep. So again, similar structured document, but unique in itself, having different type of content, different type of structure, different type of sections introduced in this document, but Prep was able to handle this automatically as well. Then we'll go to the fourth document. Let me just switch on to this document. Now this document again is unique because right off the bat, I can see that there's a new section introduced. So let's starting from the top, we have the image here, logo, H1, second tag on the page, the paragraph, third tag on the page, the fourth tag, fifth, which is the H2 automatically identified, the paragraph. Then we have few tables here again, which has been taken care of, paragraph again, and then we have a table which was not there in the previous document, paragraph. And on the right, we have a new section introduced altogether, which is this Morningstar section, but also has been taken care of by Prep. Again, a paragraph paragraph, and everything has been taken care. Again, these are the tables that are new and longer in itself. So that has been tagged by prep. Again, taken care by prep, a unique document. So this is basically the power of templatizing is when you're working with similarly structured document over time, they can be really large in number, having different slight variations to it, but prep can create the templatization for it. Great. If there are any questions regarding template, static, dynamic, you please feel free to ask them in the Q&A and we'll be happy to answer them. But with that, we are on to our second topic, which is when you are working with a really high volume at a really unexpected time. So when internal capacity doesn't seem enough, what to do, where to go. And even with the best tools, there are moments when internal teams just don't have the bandwidth. So that's where Prep Remediation Services Platform comes in. You get on-demand access to certified accessibility professionals and subject matter experts at the click of a button. And this works specifically well for high volume PDFs, scanned documents, time sensitive remediation, or complex academic or STEM content that you just don't have the time or the know-how on how to work on it. And everything that when you are outsourcing is tracked collaboratively, so you still have visibility and control over it. So, and again, a really important coverage area is accessibility without workflow disruptions. So, one thing that we hear constantly, especially in higher education, is we can't break faculty workflows, which is really important because it's really difficult to someone to learn a new workflow and learn a new tool altogether. So faculty already have established way of workings. They upload documents to LMS, share material with students, and move on. Asking them how to learn a new tool, change formats, or think about accessibility at upload time often creates friction and slows everything down. So prep is built around that reality. So faculty continue to upload documents to LMS exactly the way they always have. There's no new interface for them to learn, no extra steps added to their day. So once a document is uploaded, a prep works in the background. The file is automatically routed for remediation. Accessibility fixes are applied, and accessibility version is returned without disrupting the course workflow. So we have also integrated prep with your leading LMSs and CMSs or document repositories. So you don't have to switch between platforms. So from student perspective, nothing changes either. Expect the experience is much better. So students access accessible, compliant content directly within the LMS. There's less need for alternate format requests, fewer last minute fixes, and far fewer delays when accommodations are needed. And for accessibility teams, this means much faster turnaround time, more consistency without becoming a big bottleneck. And Prep integrates directly with systems like Canvas, Brightspace, Blackboard Ultra, and it works with platforms for document repositories such as Civic Plus, Leo, Wagtail, and internal content repositories. So if you have a custom environment with which you like to integrate Prep with, Prep has a really open architecture, and we can easily integrate it with your custom repositories as well. Great. With that, I'll quickly again switch back to the Prep screen to show you how uh, Prep can integrate with or you can how you can outsource documents for remediation. So again, you go back to the Prep screen. You simply click on this plus icon, and again, you're going following the same process as we did before. But all you have to now do is again, I'm uploading multiple documents at once. You simply click on this checkbox which says send to CE, just send to Continual Engine. And now this is where you can enter any instructions that you'd like our team to know. So it can be need the documents by Jan 20th. So this is the instruction that I want to share. And now you can simply upload a file. Once you confirm, you will be redirected to the order screen where you can see all the orders that you have uploaded. And if you are an organization admin user like myself, you'll be able to see files uploaded by different users in the organization as well. But I'll start with what I have uploaded is these 5 files. I have the plus icon to expand it. I can see all the files that are there that I've uploaded. Uh, you have the upload date, upload by, department, the instruction that I've shared, the total page count that is there, due date and quote is something that our team updates from the backend. Of course, if we have a, a confirmed or a signed timeline and a quote with you, so that will be updated automatically. The project status under review is something that our team is reviewing and update once we see the document. And the action is you can download the original file from here and also pay for the request or even delete the request if you uploaded it by mistake. But I'll just quickly walk you through or show you how the report or the completed document looks like. So this is the completed document. It says completed here, and you can download the remediated file from here as well. And at all times during all updates that a team is doing from the backend, changing the stages, you will be getting email notification that your document has been, the code is ready, the document is ready to download. Any changes to the document or your order, you will have an email notification for it. And if you're stuck anywhere, you have a question that you need to ask, you need to share more instructions, you need to know the status, you can always click on this question mark, click on contact us, put in your name, email, the subject of the problem, and share the order ID and ask your question away, and our support team will get back to you with the response. And this is like everyone has access to it at all times. So you can ask your questions, get the status of the order, and know more about the order and the status. Great. So now, so that brings us to the interactive part. We've covered how templates work, why they matter, and how prep handles them at scale. We'd love to hear from you. What kind of documents are giving you the most trouble? Where are you stuck today? Drop your question in the chat, and we'll spend the rest of the session digging into them. And I will also take a quick water break. And again, if you're new here or you'd like to see anything else done by prep, and I believe we have a question. Yes, so prep has an inbuilt accessibility checker as well. So you can simply check the document against the inbuilt accessibility checker. And it also allows you to export a report. So the inbuilt accessibility checker allows you to generate a report, and it is compliant with PDF UA and WCAG 2.2 AA standards. And we have another question is, can you demonstrate or describe how different departments within one campus can pay for document remediation using Continual Engine's remediation services from their open account and not from a central account? That's a great question, Joe. When you're working with larger teams, of course, you want at defining how your payments are structured, you'd like to keep them separate. So again, uh, the order here, each unique order has a pay option. So if you need, each user can pay for themselves as well. So just click on this action and click on pay. And once you pay, the status will change to pay, will be changed to paid. So each user or each department can pay for their users from this. Or if you need, uh, if you need a separate invoice for all the documents in a month that your department has outsourced, we can do that as well. That would be an email invoice that we would be sharing, but we have the option to do so as well. So it's not necessarily you have to follow this payment route. It can be, we can adjust to your payment terms. And we have again have a question: is there a screen reader output? Yes, there is a screen reader output for prep as well. So with each page on prep, on the right side, you have a preview option which allows you to see your document, how it would be read by the screen reader, so that users don't have to switch between tools or invest in new software or new resources to evaluate your document's complete accessibility. So with prep, we are not just letting you achieve compliance with standards, but also that end user experience, which is like one step further from just achieving compliance. We have another question: is the checker, inbuilt checker, uh, compliant with the latest WCAG standards? Yes, the checker is compliant with WCAG 2.2 AA standards. So you can be sure that your documents are following the latest and the leading standards out there. And it's also compliant with PDF UA standards. And recently, we have introduced a feature where you can select the compliance standard that you want the document to be tested against. So we have the PDF UA as well as a WCAG 2.2 AA standard. So you can select the compliance standard in prep. And for users working with larger teams, you have a user screen from where you can see all the users in your organization. You can click on plus to create new users. So you don't have to come to us to create new users. You can simply put in your information and create new users. We also have recently, it's been a while since we've updated it, but there's one section of the prep resources that we keep on updating is the prep videos. So again, we have a prep training, inbuilt training. A couple of hours of training doesn't just cover basics of prep, but also basics of PDA, basics of remediation. Then we have a quick start guide and prep videos. And I believe we have a question for the user who's not sure how many PDFs they have on their website. So yeah, we have a complementary tool with prep, which is the PDF audit tool. What it does is it will audit your website for any inaccessible PDF and then give you a report which would have the location of the inaccessible PDF along with the compliance score and also the link for you to download the PDF. So in one platform, in one screen, you will be able to see the complete report, how many PDFs there are, how many of them are accessible, how many of them are inaccessible. And then from that platform itself, you can select the inaccessible PDF, import them to prep, remediate them, and send them back to the tool. So again, we have created an ecosystem. If you have your web PDF stored in a website or another software or a repository, integration and importing is something that we do and create an ecosystem for your accounts, for your users, so that they don't have to learn a new tool, learn a new process altogether. Everything is simplified. Then we have another question regarding training. If we provide training, does purchasing a prep license include team training? So yes, we have 6 training sessions, 1 hour each, instructor-led training session that starts from what is document accessibility and just a quick overview of prep, and then goes up until how to work with scanned documents and form documents, the complex nature. So we are starting simply, like simplifying for any user who is new to the remediation world altogether, and then making sure at the end of the session they are becoming the PDF accessibility expert. So 6 hours with prep and our trainers are good enough for users to be master prep and also get a great depth knowledge of document accessibility. Great. So if there are no questions, and I believe we have a question again. I think this. Thanks again, Joe. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, thanks again, everyone, joining us today. I hope you learned something about prep and also about document accessibility. Again, as I said, this will be a series of webinar that we would be doing over the year. Stay tuned. You'll be getting more updates about prep and what's happening in the document accessibility world. Reach out to us if you want to learn more about prep or about document accessibility. We'll be happy to help you. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great day and a great long weekend ahead.
Thanks everyone for joining.